Hello, boys and girls. Today we are going to be learning how to draw these adorable polar bears in the style of the artist Ted Harrison. All right, so let's get started. What we're going to learn today is how to draw a polar bear using the element of shape. We're going to observe the colorful work of artist Ted Harrison. We're going to create a winter landscape around the background, in the background of our polar bears, and then we're going to color the landscape with beautiful, beautiful colors. So to get started, all you need is a piece of paper, and I'm going to hold my white paper landscape so that I can fit 2 of my polar bears on there. You need a pencil. If you need a sharpener, an eraser. I love my Sharpie markers, you know that. Or you can use a black marker. You're going to want to probably use black marker because you're going to want to outline around your white polar bears to make them stand out. You're going to use some crayons. You can incorporate some markers if you have them. If not, you can do the whole thing with crayons and all the supplies we have here. So let's get started. Here we go. I want to show you first what we're going to do. We're going to make 2 polar bears, one a little bit bigger and one a little tiny bit smaller, and we're going to kind of center them in the page, not close together. You want to leave a little background, a little bit of space in between so we can see that background. Here we go. I like to put a little piece of paper underneath my original paper because I'm using Sharpie marker, and what happens is it tends to bleed, and I'd rather it bleed on a sloppy copy. This one has a little bit of spots on it already, so I'm going to put it underneath there. Again, we're holding the paper landscape, and we are going to be making 2 cute, adorable polar bears using some simple lines. So the first thing I want to do is I want to take a ghost drawing just using my finger, and I'm going to make one polar bear and then the other. Leave a little space in between on the sides because we're going to do this background and we want to see that. So, all right, here we go. Again, I do a ghost drawing just so I know. When I start, I would suggest that you do it in pencil. So if you make any mistakes while you're young and you're learning, you can erase. The next one is a little bit smaller. Okay. We want to make the ears. Polar bears have pretty tiny ears, believe it or not, even though they're very, very big. So I'm going to just draw them both on both sides. All right, the next thing that we want to do, they kind of have a muzzle. And so it's a circle, then it's an oval, like an egg shape for the nose. Look at that, we're doing 2 things at the same time. We're going to get done really super quick. And we're going to have our little polar bear smiling. This guy's gonna have his eyes open, and I made this guy's eyes closed, but it's totally up to you. You put little eyelashes because I just like making it look a little special, and we'll make little rosy cheeks a little bit later. We're gonna make their paws, and they have big paws. Maybe you want to connect it here. Okay, so it's a straight line down, like a circle coming back up. Kind of like a U. And then we're going to put a couple little of their claws, like their fingernails. Okay. Next thing that we're going to do, I apologize for the shadows. I got the sun coming through my window here in my office. We're going to make it look kind of a little hairy because they have some thick fur. I'll put some little lines going down the side just to represent their fur. Maybe a couple little shadowy spots here, just little details. Otherwise it would just be kind of plain. And if we left our polar bears like this in a winter background, you wouldn't see nothing because of the background, white winter snow, white polar bears. But we are going to add these very interesting lines, and I will share a video about polar bears that you'll see, a little cute video about learning some facts about polar bears. But then you'll see also a picture of the artist Ted Harrison, who loved to use lines and shapes to make very interesting backgrounds. So what we're going to do, and we already know about backgrounds, and we already know about hills and mountains. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw a series of lines, and they're going to be in the background. So like a little hill Might become a little lower down here, and then back up to a hill on this side. And again, another hill, goes behind, and maybe underneath again, and back again. And I'm doing that 3 times. Fun. This time, this little mountain is gonna be up a little higher here, and maybe go over that way. So you have these lines that are running behind our polar bears that are forming these little mountains or little hills. All right, so now we're gonna make a few mountains. 1 mountain, 2 mountains, and I'll put another one in the background. 3 mountains. That's it. And I'm gonna sign my name even though I'm not at the very end, but I got my black marker out. Alrighty, my friends, next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna learn to color. Okay, to do this coloring, I grabbed my crayons and I grabbed my markers, and let's get started. I want to make these beautiful bright colors just like the artist Ted Harrison. He used unusual colors. You don't really see a pink mountain or an orange mountain, but he loved colors so much that he started adding those beautiful bright colors into his backgrounds to make his art very special. So I'm going to grab some of my markers and I'm going to start. If you don't have a marker, you can just do it with crayon, not a big deal. And I'm going to just take a couple of my areas and add some of those outlines too. If, again, you don't have crayons, you will be using, if you don't have markers, you're going to be using your crayons. And then you're going to color in those mountains. Even though you make that outline with the marker, you're going to color with your crayons in those colors. Okay? Take my time. If I am going too fast for any of you, it's only because I'm trying to make a video in a quick amount of time so that you guys can watch it during class time, and then you could stop it, rewind it, and stop it wherever you might need to. All right, if you don't have markers and you just have crayons, you're going to outline really, really hard over one of those little hills and then color in lightly with your colored pencils. So you see that nice bright outline, okay? And maybe I'll do that over here. Dark, 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 pressing hard. So I'm making a little outline, and I got the pink. I'm gonna go back and do their little ears. And then I'm gonna color, remember you're leaving those polar bears absolutely white. Nothing else, maybe little rosy cheeks. Just because we're kind of making them kind of cartoonish. And I'm coloring my background over here, this back mountain pink. But you're gonna choose any colors that you wish, okay? Again, bears stay white except for those little pink expressions. So if you have purple, go ahead and make another little purple mountain. Again, pressing hard with crayon as an outline. And then the rest of that little hill or mountain, whichever you decide. I'm gonna show you how to use the marker. I'm gonna make this one orange. I'm gonna make this one orange. And I think I'm gonna make this one orange. I'm gonna take my orange crayon and I'm gonna color that in. Not all of them, just whatever. The top stays with marker or your dark outline with your crayon. Okay, what else? Let me find purple. I did purple over there, but I'll do purple over here. And what else? Let's see. How about red? I didn't use red. I'll use my red marker. Again, if you don't have marker, you can outline it with crayon like I did. Maybe I'll make this one red. Okay. Color, color, color. Nice and neat. Again, don't touch those polar bears. Keep them all white. And what's beautiful about this is that all these background colors stand out against those white polar bears. All right, I got 2 more spots. What other color should I do? Maybe I'll do pink down here. And actually I just have that. And I just have to finish that top orange one and I will be done. Almost done. Orange. All right, the last thing I'm gonna be doing is make some swirlies in the background. So I happen to have some skinny markers, same kind of colors that I was using, and I want to create interest, and I wanted to make it look like it's blowing in the wind, and it is a very cold, windy night. So I'm gonna just take a couple of my markers, make these little swirls, dotted swirls, and it reminds me of the wind blowing really cold and hard at night. And we are just about done, my friends. So I want you to take your time. I know I go fast, but I've been drawing a very long time. Maybe I'm gonna add a couple little snowflakes falling. And I'm just making simple little circles that are gonna represent my snowflakes. I signed my name and I am ready to go. All right, my friends, I can't wait to see your artwork. And again, these were inspired by the artist Ted Harrison. And I can't wait to see your polar bears. So when you take a picture and then submit them, I will be so excited to see them. So bye-bye. Have a great time creating your beautiful polar bears.